Hey guys, welcome to LennyDTV. Today we're going to talk about stretching, warming up, and cooling down, and the importance of that for a workout or any competition. Stretching I basically break down into two categories, the static stretch and the dynamic stretch. The static stretch is the stretch that we all know where we take each individual body part and we hold the stretch for about 15 to 30 seconds and then take a break and then go back into the stretch again, trying to increase the amount of flexibility and extend the stretch each time we have an attempt. Dynamic stretch, on the other hand, is not a holding of a stretch. It is more where your body is moving in motion and you're trying to stretch your muscles while doing a lot of different movements. Okay, that stretch I do not recommend for the sedentary population or anybody who is just getting ready to start a workout regimen. All right, you want to stick with the static stretching if your body's not conditioned. If you're an athlete, if you've been working out for a long time, your body's a little more flexible, then you can try doing some dynamic stretches which will be effective for you. Now, stretching is important to prevent pulling muscles, damaging any joints or ligaments, and also another thing that it's important for is to help your muscles to actually perform the activity that you want it to perform at a higher level. If you're more flexible, you're going to have increased speed, you're going to have increased endurance, whether you're trying to run distance. Without tightening up, you're going to be able to be more relaxed and you're going to be able to achieve the goal of the activity that you're participating in at a higher level if your muscles are more pliable and looser. I'll give you a simple example. If someone's looking to increase their bench press, they want to be more flexible. Okay? If your muscles are able to get into that full range of motion and use all of its parts to achieve the lift, you're actually going to see more power, okay, less likely to damage anything while you're doing that bench press if you're able to have more flexibility in your pectoral regions and also in the shoulders. Another important thing is that your body tends to compensate for a lack of flexibility in certain body parts. I'll give you an example. If you're doing a Romanian deadlift, which is an exercise to strengthening up the hamstrings, if your hamstrings are too tight, your lower back is going to then try to engage and perform the lift for you, which can cause damage to your lower back and cause problems down the road. So what you want to do is to make sure that your hamstrings are loose and ready to perform the task so that it is providing most of the work during that exercise so that your hamstrings are achieving the benefits from the exercise, and at the same time you are not causing any damage to any other body part. Also too, runners specifically deal with this a lot. If you have tight hip flexors and you're trying to get a lot of lift in your running, if your hip flexors are not loose and pliable, your hips are tight, you might cause damage again to the lower back or cause a muscle pull in the quad or hamstring. Moving on to the protocol, and this is one of the most common mistakes that people make when it comes to working out and stretching and warming up and all this stuff. A lot of people tend to stretch prior to the workout and kind of forget about the stretching after the workout. I feel that you should never ever stretch cold muscles. So the most important thing that you want to do is do a sufficient warm-up prior to beginning any stretching routine. So that would be a full body warm-up, whether it be jogging, jumping jacks, jumping rope, doing the elliptical for about 5 to 7 minutes. Work up a good sweat, get that blood flowing, and then you can get into stretching. Okay? If you stretch cold muscles, they're going to become more rigid and going to be more vulnerable than if you had never stretched at all. So when you participate in that activity after stretching cold muscles, you haven't really accomplished much and you've actually set yourself back a little bit. Also, during that time of stretching those cold muscles, the muscles might actually contract, fight against the stretch, and you can actually injure yourself while doing the stretch. So you always want to warm up first before you do any stretching. As a matter of fact, even if you didn't actually stretch prior to the activity, it would be more important to stretch after you do any workout routine. Okay? What the stretching does after the workout is it helps prevent soreness, and it also helps you to be better prepared for the next workout. So it's going to help you in your recovery, and it's going to help your muscles actually perform better and actually respond better to the exercise that you just put them through, so that you're going to get better results. Okay? This brings us to cooling down. Okay? Cooling down is another thing that people tend to forget about. If you're running a lot of sprints, or you're running an intense distance run, and you just stop cold, your body can go into a little bit of a shock mode. You can feel dizzy, you can feel lightheaded. It's very important to actually gradually cool down out of a workout routine. Okay, so I recommend that if you're running or anything like that, that you always want to go for a walk, maybe do an extra lap or two of walking, just to bring your body down, get that heart rate coming down slowly, and so it doesn't cause any shock to your system, which will help guard against any passing out or anything like that. Okay, so it's very important to remember these rules, these guidelines, and to make sure that we're always stretching, we're always warming up, and we're always cooling down. Okay, if you're going to have a successful workout routine and a successful health and wellness lifestyle, stretching, warming up, and doing all these things are just as important as actually doing the workouts. I thank you guys for watching. This is LennyDTV. Talk to you next time. God bless.